What's going on, everybody, and welcome back, CRONOS holders. I have a very special video for you all. Honestly, this is gonna be amazing. If you truly love CRONOS or are engaging with all the dApps, or you like crypto.com as a whole, this you have to watch. About 2 hours ago, here on their Twitter page, they tweeted this, and basically is the interview. They're interviewing the managing director of CRONOS at Token 2049, which was a really important conference in Singapore, right? Everybody went there. That was really cool. And they are interviewing the managing director. And this is a little bit of a long interview, but we got time. What I want to do is watch it all and react to it a little bit while we're watching it. And that's it. You enjoy it, because if you truly are here for the long term with your VVS, he talks about tectonic, he talks about different dApps that are coming in, bringing new utility. I mean, guys, it's just about time. You heard me say a lot of times, the price of CRONOS is cooked for 2022. Even though that's true, what's not cooked is utility, progress, and development. And that's what he goes over. So let's not waste any more time. Go ahead and grab something, get comfy, and let's play this baby.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Coin Life. With us today, we have Ken Timsit, the Managing Director of CRONOS. Now, Ken, for the sake of our viewers, could you please explain more about what CRONOS does and its position in the crypto trading ecosystem?
CRONOS is what we call a layer one chain. CRONOS differentiates itself in two main ways. From a technical standpoint, it is the first EVM compatible chain built on the Cosmos SDK. So in a way, it acts as a chain that connects and is interoperable both with the world of Ethereum chains and the world of Cosmos. And then from an ecosystem standpoint, the main differentiation is that we have a strategic and technical partnership with crypto.com, one of the world's largest exchanges with 50 million users, which gives us access to a very rich ecosystem of users willing to try out new applications.
That's really what I like.
Exciting projects that CRONOS is currently working on that you can share with us.
We have more than 300 dApps. Our focus is primarily on consumer applications. Those are in two main verticals. On one hand, decentralized finance. On the other hand, NFTs and Web3 games. So in DeFi, we of course have applications that cater to the foundations of any decentralized finance ecosystem, such as decentralized exchanges like VVS and MMF, and decentralized lending and borrowing protocols like Tectonic. We're seeing more sophisticated apps coming up, for example, protocols to trade perpetuals. And there are projects that are also trying to make DeFi simpler for users. In NFTs and Web3 gaming, it's all about giving real in-game utility to NFTs that people own collectibles that are really useful in the game.
So briefly, how is the company coping in the current bear market? I think especially in the realm of GameFi, it's not easy to create a good game that can retain its player base. I think a lot of people are having second thoughts about entering into the GameFi space.
It's true, because everything's down.
First of all, it's important to highlight that we're not specifically in a crypto bear market.
Oh, wow.
We are in a global economic downturn. So economic conditions are hard for everyone. To some extent, it's normal that they're focusing more on their livelihood and their families than on playing games or investing in DeFi. Like everyone, coping with those economic conditions by preparing for when the market will be more exciting again.
Exactly.
And like many other builders or entrepreneurs are saying, I think there's a silver lining to the bear market, which is the ability to take our time to build applications on stronger foundations. The earlier Web3 games had token economics that were a little bit too simplistic and assumed that later players would pay for the gains of earlier players and that everyone would just make money simply by playing. We have a bunch of teams in our ecosystems thinking about how to make those gaming economics more sustainable. Not everyone should expect to earn just by playing. If you're playing a game, you should play primarily for entertainment. And then some users will earn, either because they are early adopters and contributed to the game in a meaningful way. The bear market is a good opportunity to work on those things without having to rush and keep up with the market.
So what are your thoughts generally on a merge? I know there's a lot of talk about, how the POS system is now really green, is really sustainable. But beyond that, is it really all that great?
Overall, I'm very positive about the merge having happened.
The Ethereum merge.
A decentralized community of open source developers can work together and deliver a major technical migration. Secondly, for sure, the heavy environment footprint of Ethereum was a major blocker for many users to adopt crypto. So Ethereum energy consumption has been reduced by something like 99.5%, and that's great. However, it's just one problem solved, big one, and there are many more problems to be solved. The merge is not going to reduce transaction fees or increase Ethereum scalability in a meaningful way. Alternative L1s like CRONOS are among the chains that solve this problem.
There you go.
CRONOS, a basic transfer only costs 1 cent. Secondly, we can go further in terms of environmental sustainability. For example, CRONOS is carbon neutral now.
Carbon neutral, baby.
And thirdly, there are all kinds of other hurdles for new users, such as the ease of on-ramp and off-ramp, the quality of the user interfaces, and all those things are strategic themes for us as CRONOS, if we consider that our mission is to bring the next billion users to Web3.
Right, for sure. So do you think that the merge can have the capability to bring more people into the crypto space? I think you mentioned earlier about sustainability, and that kind of lowers the barriers of entry for some people, especially those who are more environmentally conscious. But is there any other way that you think the merge can bring more people in its current state, or I don't know, maybe a few years in the future?
No, I think right now the merge is really about reducing the environmental footprint of Ethereum. So it does bring more people to crypto in the sense that there were people for whom that was a hurdle. But that's probably the main contribution of the merge to greater adoption of Web3. Other improvement areas exist when it comes to improving access to blockchain. The merge doesn't solve those, and we, as well as others, are working on solving those other problems that are also important.
Right, for sure. So you're kind of taking the merge and just finding out which are the holes that hasn't been filled, and then going in to fill those.
And CRONOS does that.
Perfect. All right. So now we're going to go on to some general questions regarding CRONOS' business model. So I understand that CRONOS is built on Ethermint, which allows for the porting of smart contracts from Ethereum. Could you tell us more about what smart contracts are and why are they so important for the people?
Smart contracts are pieces of automated code. What's deployed onto a public blockchain network can self-execute, so be executed by anyone without relying on a central server or a central operator or central intermediary. So smart contracts are really the foundation of everything that is right now interesting about Web3. It's the foundation of programmable money, it's the foundation of decentralized applications and finance protocols. So Web3 is not just about putting all payments and transfers onto digital channels. Blockchain is really about creating an open ecosystem where there is no walled garden and no one who controls your account, where you own your own assets.
Like centralization, right?
Exactly. So smart contracts are essential in the sense that, first of all, they allow your accounts to be managed by yourself, but they also are essential in the sense that they enable the composability of accounts and applications, which is the core of why decentralized finance is so innovative. When your accounts are in a bank, only a bank can authorize access to those accounts, but also can authorize your subscription to additional products that rely on those accounts, such as loans, insurance policies, access to investment products. In Web3, all applications are built on top of each other. You have Ether holdings, for example. You're going to stake those Ether holdings into a staking protocol. You're going to get staked Ether in return. So that staked Ether is another asset, but that staked Ether can then in turn be used as a collateral to take a loan or as a source of liquidity if you want to invest this staked Ether into a decentralized exchange. And so the composability of those applications altogether is really what makes Web3 so rich in terms of innovation. And I think it's really essential to value proposition that we are offering to users.
Right, so it kind of diversifies your assets and repurposes them into whatever way you wish without the fear of centralized authority.
Exactly.
So there have been mounting concerns on governance for socialfi and GameFi platforms. Do you think that DAOs, for instance, are effective in protecting users, especially on these platforms? Why or why not?
DAOs right now have not proven very effective in handling day-to-day operation. You can think of DAOs as effective in terms of establishing strategic orientations and the principles that bring the community together. The DAO is only going to be as effective as the group of people who have been entrusted by the DAO to manage those operations. What we can expect is that as DAOs become wealthier and more successful, they will be able to entrust those operations to more experienced operators. But right now, many of those community members are still learning while doing, building the plane as they're flying it, if you will. And so there is still a lot of experience that they need to gain in terms of being effective content moderators.
Yeah, for sure. So I think at the moment, DAOs in its current form can't really do much beyond code-appropriate tasks, if you think about it, like bookkeeping, like digital signature verification and stuff like that. So ultimately, you still need a certain community or sub-community, as you mentioned, to run these DAOs to make sure that the moderating goes well. All right, cool. I think that concludes our interview. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Well, everybody, there you guys have it. I wanted to give this some time, right? Some space here on the channel because the views are down here on this page and on the CRONOS Twitter. It's not really that much. And I understand as someone who covers this or this blockchain a lot and the dApps, that it's important to really not only know how much the price is going to pump, but also who is behind it and what are they thinking about the current events, not only CRONOS, but the Ethereum merge, DAOs, Web3, and the hurdles that we go through it, even in a bear market. So I'm sure that as you just heard from him, they're not looking at, bear market, come on, we're not making that much progress in getting users. They're building the right tools. So once the time comes up and we'll start seeing DeFi pick up once again, they're going to be ready to be spearheading the layer 1 and everything where Ethereum misses, CRONOS will fulfill. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time, CRONOS holders. We're going in the right path. It's just about being patient and collecting enough of your tectonic, VVS, MMF for the next run. Peace.